recognized that way. It's not a glamorous topic, and not one people think about all too often. But this wastewater treatment plant and the collection system improvements underway have been a critical catalyst for the unprecedented growth in Mason County. The wastewater treatment plant was years in the making. The Apple Grove property it serves has been looked at for decades for potential development. The Apple Grove property it serves has been Mason County recognized the concern and addressed it. In 2019, the Mason County Economic Development Authority secured a grant from the United States Corps of Engineers to perform the engineering work required to plan and design the sanitary sewer system. As Thrasher was nearing the completion of the planning process, the announcement was made that Nucor would be locating to Apple Grove. After the Nucor announcement, the Mason County Economic Development Authority turned the project over to the Mason County Public Service District to complete the design and construction of the wastewater treatment plant. The wastewater treatment facility would not have been possible without the hard work and dedication of so many people. Several of those people will be sharing with you this afternoon, and I would like to recognize a few others. Our West Virginia congressional delegation for their vision and support of the project, Governor Morrisey, the West Virginia Legislature, the West Virginia Department of Economic Development, and the West Virginia Development Office for their determination and resolve to attracting Nucor to West Virginia. The Mason County Public Service District, board, staff, and the incredible professional team, including Chris Childs and Kathy Elliott of Region 2 Planning and Development Council, Michael Griffith of Griffith and Associates, Jim Kelsch of Bowles Rice, John Stump of Steptoe and Johnson, and my Thrasher team, including Dana Elkins, Alexis Zafrio, and Tom Handstein. The Mason County Commission and the Mason County Economic Development Authority for their support throughout this project, as well as supporting several other projects that the Mason County Public Service District is currently undertaking. Marie Prezioso and the Water Development Authority, and the West Virginia Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council for their assistance with the financing on the project. Nucor for locating the facility in Mason County, West Virginia, and their cooperation and collaboration throughout the design and construction of the facility. And we were talking earlier, those that attended the ribbon cutting, we were actually 15 feet lower at the ribbon cutting than we are today. The dirt came from Nucor and it's been raised up. Hazlett Construction for their craftsmanship and professionalism in the construction of the wastewater treatment plant. And lastly, but certainly not least, our first speaker, Brent Clark, the manager of the Mason County Public Service District. I've had the opportunity to work with Brent over the last several years, and his passion for Mason County knows no bounds. His can-do attitude, drive, and determination are leading the charge to address infrastructure needs in the county. It is a pleasure working with Brent and the Mason County Public Service District as they are taking a proactive approach to being prepared for the future. Please welcome Brent Clark.
Jonathan's words are too kind. I do appreciate it. And if some of this sounds redundant, it is going to be. There's going to be overlap because certain people were involved in this from the beginning. And I appreciate Jonathan's words. And thank you for emceeing us today. Before I start, I'd like to give a thank you to Thrasher Group, Mary Lamine, and Jonna Herbig for this setup that we have today. So why don't we give them a round of applause. On behalf of Mason County Public Service District, our board of directors, employees, and staff, I wish to welcome all of you in attendance today who have braved the elements and the possible rain to celebrate with us the dedication of the state-of-the-art wastewater treatment facility. It's my privilege and honor to recognize our elected officials or their representatives in attendance today. First of all, the Honorable Governor Patrick Morrisey, who will address us shortly. Thank you, sir, for being here. Thomas Smith,
you're going to see more people coming in that you never thought would come to the Mountain State. All the people that may be in another state right now, they're sitting on their computer. They're seeing the investments in site selection, in water, in sewer, in roads, what's going on broadband. Those are people that before never would have thought about West Virginia, but as the fundamentals get stronger and stronger, they're going to be attracted here. And so that's why today is such a great celebration. We're celebrating getting sewage cleaned up, and that's a great thing. And so I'm thrilled to be here to talk about that. And we're thrilled to celebrate Nucor and its success. But it'd be remiss of me not to mention kind of directionally where we're going through this administration. Just in the last month alone, we've been able to make announcements that amount to over $5 billion in economic development and investment. Over $5 billion. Right now, we think conservatively, that's going to represent over 5,500 jobs, over 1.85 gigawatts of new power capacity. Think about that for a minute. None of that's possible without the fundamentals really improving. And so I'm grateful for that. And I'm going to be aggressive on all the fundamentals every day. I mean, every single day, we're focused on economic development opportunities. And to that end, today was a really big day for West Virginia. We received feedback. I talked to the NTIA a couple days ago that our broadband application was approved. And obviously, I want to thank the legislature. I want to thank our broadband office. I want to thank our federal delegation and all the people that really worked so long and hard to make that happen. Well, here we are, a $546 million minimum commitment in terms of the deployment assets. That's going to be spread out over a 4-year period. We have over 73,000 locations, including some right here in Mason County. And that's going to help because you see, as we close the digital divide, as we get more work into water and sewer, and we're more competitive in terms of our site selection, remediation, we have better access to energy and affordable energy at that. I don't know what's going to stop West Virginia. And very significantly, we're investing in our people. I think a lot of people have heard me talk about it. Workforce participation, growing our population. There couldn't be bigger issues in West Virginia. And that takes investment in our technical colleges, our universities, driving up our educational attainment. And ultimately, that all feeds in to lift up our standard of living. So we're in the process of our comeback. We're doing a lot of different things. We have that rural health application that's pending right now before CMS. We hope if it gets selected, a minimum of $500 million. That's not included in the $5 billion we're mentioning. So a lot of opportunity. Some data centers we're getting close on. I'm hopeful to announce some big things in the next few weeks. So this will be a busy way to close the year. But one of the reasons why I was happy to come here, and I know Delegate Butler and Senator Tarr had suggested I come out here, and I wanted to, is for this reason. It all starts with the fundamentals. And everything doesn't have to begin with a B. You know, the truth is, for Nucor to locate here, it took a lot of effort, but also took the strategic investment to make sure we're going to have the right water, we're going to have the right sewer, these little things. So sometimes the $15 million investment makes all the difference in the world on the fundamentals. That's exciting, and we have to never lose track of the fundamentals. It's sometimes easy to chase the shiny object, but if we get the fundamentals right, wow, West Virginia is going to grow. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm glad to celebrate in the success of today. The Apple Grove Wastewater Treatment Plant, I think it's ready to start serving the residents of this area. I want to thank Jonathan Carpenter. I want to thank the principal. He's the principal engineer of the Thrasher Group, Brent Clark, and so many people who have been here today. I know Jonathan Pinson wished he was here today. Mason County Commission. Marie, thank you for your work. And Todd, we have our whole economic development team. So just great news. And that's why I wanted to come here today. These jobs, they're not just written on paper. They're not just statistics. They're real things for the families of this area. Taking an area that, had some real economic duress and challenges, right? And now Mason County and Putnam County and all the areas around here, Jackson, we get to lift these communities up. We get to have more people stay at home knowing that the job opportunities for them are going to be off the charts. That's what it's all about. And sometimes it starts with just getting the crap out of the water. let's be honest about it. And today, we are definitely getting the crap out of the water. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me here today. God bless you. God bless the great state of West Virginia. And there's more big news coming in the near future. Thanks.
And now I would like to invite Thomas Smith, representative of U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito.
Thank you for that introduction, and thank you, Governor. Hard act to follow. I've been spending a lot of time in Mason County recently, fortunately, and I'm excited to see all the progress that's happening here. I was here at the groundbreaking ceremony about a year ago, so to see the progress from then to today is quite amazing. As Jonathan said, I'm a representative for Senator Capito. Unfortunately, she could not be here today, but I have some words from her I'd like to read for you all. So greetings from United States Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Thank you for your kind invitation to join you for today's ceremony. Although I am unable to be with you in person, please know I share in your joy as we celebrate the opening of the new Apple Grove Wastewater Treatment Plant. Modern, dependable infrastructure, like water and wastewater infrastructure, is essential to our state's economy and the safety of our communities. That is why I will continue to fight for projects like this one and emphasize the need for infrastructure improvements across our state. I would like to thank the Mason County PSD Board for your continued work and dedication to your citizens. I would also like to thank the County Commission, Region 2 Planning and Development Council, Thrasher Engineering, and all the partners involved in making today's event possible. If my office can ever be of assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. You make me proud to serve the great state of West Virginia in the United States Senate. Sincerely, Shelley Moore Capito, United States Senator. Thank you.
And now, Jocelyn Barnhart, Representative Senator Justice.
Good afternoon, everybody. The senator also sends his apologies for not being able to make it today, and Baby Dog does as well. But he did provide me with a certificate to read and some remarks as well. Greetings. Be it known that the Apple Grove Wastewater Treatment Plant has been awarded the Certificate of Recognition for its major contribution to the future of Mason County and our state. This fully grant-funded project, including both plant and the collection system, was made possible through strong federal and state support. This new facility will support Nucor, the largest steel producer in the country, and provide public sewer service to more than 200 local homes for the first time, with the capacity to support continued growth throughout the region. With great pride, I'd recognize the Apple Grove Wastewater Treatment Plant for strengthening communities, supporting industry, and helping build a brighter future for West Virginia. Signed here, James C. Justice II, United States Senator. Thank you.
Now, West Virginia State Senator Eric Tarr.
Tell you, when Brent called and he said, hey, we were going to have a ribbon cutting grand opening, to celebrate the opening of the Apple Grove Wastewater Treatment Plant, and I'd like you to speak. And I didn't know I'd get to speak with such a prestigious group up in here. And I asked him, so what do you want me to say? He said, well, just say whatever's on your heart. So I tell you, and the first thing that came to my mind was gratitude. You know, it's that I'm incredibly grateful for the team of people around Mason County, the state, and even the ones we're sending up to DC that sees the potential for Mason County and what it means for the state of West Virginia. When we've been looking at projects across the state, as you might imagine, in the legislature, and you have stacks of stuff that comes into Marie's desk. It comes across the legislature, and every legislator is fighting for those dollars to get that infrastructure built in their region. But one of the things I get to argue, when those come up to the state legislature, when I get to talk to the governor, and thank you for being here, Mason County Governor. It's quite an honor. Thank you for picked the phone up and said, yeah. I said, where are we going? So having him down in Mason County is quite an honor. But one of the things that we get to really have an advantage with, Mason County is the tip of the spear for the economic renaissance for West Virginia. It really is. When you say the largest steel manufacturer in the country, that translates from the day that we started with it, and it's grown since then. And John, I see him smiling back there because he knows, plant manager. It's a $2.5 billion impact in our economy per year. That's how much money starts circulating per year when this plant starts operating, just off this. So that changes lives. It keeps our kids home. It keeps our grandkids here. It makes our kids ask, why in the world would I leave instead of, why should I stay? And that's the infrastructure is key to it. So not only is it just 15 million gets what's now turned into a $4 billion plant, it turns into billions per year in payroll and that invest and reinvest in West Virginia. So for everyone involved, and I can't list the amount of people was involved in this from the start since 2019, because there's so many of you, a lot of you in the room, there's so many that's not in the room that were involved. But gratitude. Thank you everybody for every action you took, because as you can see, it matters. So thank you and congratulations.
Delegate Jim Butler.
Good afternoon, everyone. Not much remaining to be said, except that thank you, everyone, for coming today, for all the work that you've put into this. Thank you, Governor, for coming, and thank you for being a champion for policies that will bring more things like this to Mason County and to West Virginia. I'd like to just recall a little bit where we were maybe about 10 years ago when I've been in the legislature about that long, and Mason County was long overdue for something good to come to our region here, to our county. In the legislature, we passed some bills to allow for industries like Nucor to move to West Virginia and manage their business in a better way. So we did pass some legislation to help with this type of thing. But also, again, being new in the legislature at that time, I was dealing with the Mason County Development Authority. And the development office here in Point Pleasant was kind of on its last leg. And John Musgrave was not there yet when I first got elected, but then some folks talked to him, the county commissioners talked to him and brought him in to be the director of the office there. And I remember the county commissioners asked me to help them. I'm sure they were out doing the same thing, getting contributions from local businesses to keep the development office open. So we would have a phone where somebody could call and say, hey, we need a site for a business. So we raised some money that way from some local businesses, people who could have used that themselves. John Thompson from Leetart Sand and Gravel was one that I spoke with, and God bless him. He's had some issues with cancer now, so I just want to remember that. But anyway, we raised some money to keep the development office open, and one thing led to another. And again, sometimes those of us who are in the legislature, we're kind of left out of the process. We just kind of do what we're asked to do and try to pass bills to help things like this happen. So I want to thank John Musgrave for doing the work that he did and the groundwork for all of this. And I do remember that this was the linchpin to get Nucor to come here. So I install septic systems for a living, so this may cut into my business a little bit. But I'm happy to see it happen, because now I can build footers and basements and houses and everything else. So great to have everyone here together today. I think the governor said and some others, it's interesting to be excited about a sewer plant, but certainly we are. So thank you.
Mason County Commissioner Rick Hanley.
Thank you, Jonathan. I'll try not to use my glasses with these. On behalf of my fellow Mason County Commissioners, Sam Nybert and Chris Johnson, and our County Administrator, Jason Bechtel, we are honored to welcome you to the dedication of our new wastewater treatment plant. This is a state-of-the-art facility that represents a significant milestone in our community's commitment to environmental stewardship, public health, and sustainable development. The construction and commissioning of this plant reflects our shared vision for a cleaner, healthier, and more resilient future. And by investing in advanced wastewater treatment technologies, we are protecting our waterways, supporting responsible growth to the Apple Grove area, and ensuring that future generations will inherit a community that values and safeguards its natural resources, in addition to being an asset to Nucor, our wonderful addition to Mason County. For this, we are certainly blessed. This facility is a godsend not only to Nucor, but to this community of homes, businesses now, and also those homes and businesses to come. And I also want to express my appreciation because the Mason County school system is equally as excited because now we have sufficient, or will have sufficient, wastewater treatment for the Ashton Elementary School, where they've been using packaged plants, and it hasn't gone over very well. So we're extremely happy for that as a former teacher. This achievement would not have been possible without the dedication and collaboration of many individuals and organizations. And I must give credit where credit is due. And as a commissioner, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a gentleman whose foresight drove the commission not only to look at this proposal of putting a wastewater treatment plant here for possible future development, but challenged each of us to get it done unless we wanted to see or continue to watch soybeans grow in this field over here. That gentleman was our director of Mason County Economic Development Authority, John Musgrave. And John, we thank you. And we thank our former commissioner, Tracy Doolittle, as well as Sam, Chris, and I, as we are continuing the tradition of getting things for Mason County. And it was John who gave us a swift kick in the rear to get this project going. So thanks, John. We also must express our deepest gratitude to Thrasher. Thank you, Jonathan. We appreciate everything that you all have done here and I'll tell you, Thrasher's taken over Mason County. Because everywhere I look at Thrasher here, Thrasher there, City of Point Pleasant, Thrasher built the Point Pleasant High School area of athletic facilities there. And we do need new turf. No, I'm just teasing there because turf is great. Because let me tell you why. Wahama High School is in a state, they're in the playoffs right now. Single A school in the northern end of our county. They need turf bad because they've got a grass field. It's a single A school. It's a wonderful school, wonderful athletic, but more importantly, wonderful academic school. And they're going to the playoffs, and they're playing at Point Pleasant tonight because their field does not have turf. And after all this rain we've had this past week, and the rain we're going to get this evening, and I'm glad you gave us the umbrella because I'm going to take that umbrella tonight to the ball game. They are coming to Point Pleasant to play because they don't want to take a chance of playing in the mud. They've got some fast runners, Governor. They don't want us to be slipping and sliding in the mud. So they're coming to Point Pleasant, and we're tickled to death. I'm a Point Pleasant graduate, but I'm a Mason County advocator for all of our sports and academics. But anyway, again, Thrasher, you're everywhere, and we really appreciate everything that you're doing. I know you all have already heard about Region 2, AEP, Economic Development Office, Infrastructure and Jobs. All these people, we've mentioned Shelley's representative, former governor and United States Senator, Justice, all those. Eric, Amy, did Amy make it?
She's teaching today.
Oh, yeah. Amy's a former classmate of mine, who's student, I'm sorry. Yeah, but we went to school together. That's a true statement. School together. Anyway, Jim, Jonathan Pinson, and last but not least, we've mentioned the Mason County Public Service District, but we haven't introduced the board yet. I know Billy Zussman is not here, but we do have Mike Williams, we do have John Collins. We thank you all for the job that you all do in working with, what's his name over here? Did I leave anybody out? Oh, I'm sorry. You may have heard that Ohio State University calls their band the best damn band in the land. Well, Mason County has the best damn public service district manager in the land. And that is Brent Clark. And I can't say enough about this gentleman who has a passion for serving our county with water and sewer, and we will forever be grateful for the work that Brent does in Mason County. I have one more name, and you can't talk about Mason County structure without talking about this lady, Maria Prezioso. And Maria, matter of fact, because all of your work, you have made things happen here in Mason County along with everybody else, but you're the money lady. As president of the Mason County Commission, I'm going to make you an honorary citizen of Mason County. With that, I have brought me a piece of paper that allows you to vote in Mason County. And there's someone that I know might be running for county commission. So joking aside, no. Anyway, in closing, this has brought everybody together for the betterment of Mason County. And a lot of hard work, a lot of unwavering support has brought this project to our county, and everybody's commitment. That's the big part, commitment. We have commitment from all these agencies coming together, working together as West Virginians. And we've set a new standard for public infrastructure to a place that all who call Mason County home. And like the governor just said, and we are just beginning. Thank you.
Well, what a great segue, Marie Prezioso from the Water Development Authority.
I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much. I've never I like to be the worker bee, but this is really an honor. We have done a lot in Mason County over the last couple of years, but anyway, I want to thank you for inviting me today to share this wonderful occasion and represent both the Water Development Authority and the Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council. I'm very happy that we've been able to help you with the funding to make this project happen and several other projects. I want to say that Governor Morrisey chairs both the Water Development Authority and the Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council. And this project is a good example of his directive that I've heard him give to me several times, that we need to use our funding resources on water and sewer projects that provide jobs, economic development, and expand services to the residents of our state. And Governor, this is a good example, and I think that we can say we've done. And also, I want to I have to thank Brent Clark and his leadership at the PSD. We've been meeting since 2019. And he's always had detailed plans of what needed to be done in Mason County. And at the groundbreaking, I said that I would just love to clone Brent Clark all over the state, because if we could do that, all of our jobs would be a lot easier. So I want to thank him again. I want to thank all the elected officials who have helped, the Senate, the House, the county commission, the PSD, all of you who have helped, the legislature, everyone who's helped to make this happen, and also the working group, the engineers, Thrasher Engineering, the regional councils, the administrators, John Musgrave, who we go back many, many years and worked on many, many projects in the state. I'm glad to see you here today, and I know that you have had a lot of vision for what was going to happen in Mason County. So I just want to say thank you for being a part of making the state great, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks, Marie. Now, Todd Hooker, Executive Director of the West Virginia Division of Economic Development.
I have to use my glasses to read this. So thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Governor. The provision of water and service is not an option in economic development. It's a requirement. And if you don't have it, you're not going to win. I've been doing community and economic development in West Virginia for 35 years. And for about 25 of those years, we tried to sell that site. In 2018, we got blistered by a national site consultant because we didn't have a plan. So through the vision of John Musgrave and cooperation of our federal officials, John secured a planning grant that allowed us to, along with a match from Morrisey Group, that allowed the county to develop a series of options to provide sanitary sewer to the site. So John's work was invaluable. When Nucor showed up, we had a plan. And I think I'm confident when I say that without this plan, that plant would not be there. So the first step was a simple planning grant that drew the roadmap for the project. So we all owe John, the Mason County Development Authority, the Mason County PSD, the U.S. Army Corps, and the West Virginia Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council a debt of gratitude, along with all of our federal officials. Governor Morrisey rightfully hammers home the importance of fundamentals, and we hear it from the governor on a regular basis. So we have a strong team led by the governor that understands the importance of the provision of the basic infrastructure necessary to make these projects happen. So it takes a lot of folks blocking and tackling in this space to make these projects happen. Senators Tarr and Grady, Delegates Butler and Pinson, the Mason County Commission, and of course, a big shout out to Nucor for choosing Mason County, West Virginia. Many thanks to Brent Clark, the Mason County PSD, Kathy Elliott at Region 2, Jonathan Carpenter, the team at Thrasher, Marie and Brad, my friends at the Infrastructure and Jobs Development Council, my friend Anna Rittenhouse at the Mason County EDA, and many others. Thank you again to the governor for driving home the importance, and this is real. You have to be ready for these projects and the provision of water and sewer. If you don't have it and you don't have an answer, you're going to lose. And through his vision, we hope to win a lot more, and we're going to try our best to be ready. So this is a perfect example of the fundamentals paying off for Mason County and the entire region, and really the entire state. So thank you. I know I'm the only thing standing between you guys and cookies, so.
No, we're not.
We're not playing. Well, that concludes our ceremony today. I appreciate everybody coming. Thank you, Governor, for taking time out of your schedule to join us today, and all the elected officials here. It's a great day for the county, a great day for the state. So thank you all for coming. We would like to do a photograph out front if people are available. And then we do have, as Todd said, we do have some cookies. They are available next door. So thank you all for coming. Have a great holiday week. Thank you.
Thank you. Right about. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.